Peace, man. Top of the morning. You good, fam? Weekly check-in every Monday, man, 11 a.m., man. Making sure that we're creating spaces for community, making sure we're creating space for connection, and just extending all of the amazing work that we do in school, outside of school, man. So big up to everyone who always comes through. I'm still riding off the wave of verses, man. I don't know if anybody checked that, man, but SWVs, that's my joint right there, man. If you know about the Above the Rim soundtrack, you already know. Last week we had some issues. Hopefully there's no echo this time. All right. Big up to everyone coming through. I see y'all. Monday vibes.
Oh.
Test
Yes,
1, 2.
sir.
All right. I don't hear an echo. Okay, man, we bless.
You good?
Jeez, man. Jeez.
How you doing, bro? Good?
Feeling blessed and highly favored, man. I was just outside with my daughter, man, getting some fresh air. It's blessed out today, man. Like, after this live, I'm going to go back outside again, man. So it's proper.
Trust me, the sun's beaming. Yo, what up, Don?
Yeah.
No echo?
Yo, we good. We good.
Yo, I'm not even going to pretend, man. Like, that was giving me bare stress last week, man. I was like, yo, man, not feeling it. We're having some important conversations, and the powers that be were just intercepting, man. They're like, nah, man. Frequency's too high, but that's okay, though, man.
Yeah, that's okay, though. We back,
man. Peace to everyone joining us.
You know what I'm saying? Top of the morning to everybody.
Virtual check-in every Monday, man. Every Monday.
You already know. Come on. If you in the building right now, then you know what we do. Start it up. Let us know how you feeling. Let us know what's up on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being like, 10 being like, yo, I'm up. Let me know. Let us know how it is. Just put it in the chat. We here. We gonna get started shortly.
Yeah, shout out to Lil Millie rocking, you know, asking us how's the day's playing out for us. Yo, bless them, man. Like I mentioned before, man, I just came outside, man, so the sun was beaming, got my melanin charged up, man. I feel hype. I was playing some SWV, man, because you know they had the verses this weekend. You know, I'm like, I grew up in the 90s, you know what I mean? So like that's just like the bubble where I live in, and like SWV to me is like the epitome of like hip hop and R&B, like where that merges, you know what I mean? I didn't realize how many hip hop collaborations they had, from like E40 to Jay-Z to Lost Boys to Busta Rhymes to the whole Wu-Tang Clan. Like, it's actually incredible, you know what I mean? So that's the vibe that I'm on right now, you know what I mean? Taking it back to that feel-good 90s era, you know what I'm saying?
Really quick, tell the people, what's your favorite SWV track?
Right off the top, anything, man. But there's a few remixes. Like, I like the remix that's on the Above the Rim soundtrack. And then there's like a remix to the remix that had like Wu-Tang on it, you know what I mean? So they would have a song, but then have like 5 different remixes to it. It's crazy, you know? And the whole theory behind that was like someone's gonna like one of them, you know what I mean? So big up. Say hello to the people then.
What's going on?
You feel blessed? No? Okay.
No? All right.
Yeah, you have school, I know, but you know, education is a must, so that's what it is.
Not for real though.
True indeed, man. True indeed. Yeah, man. All right, man. So how's everyone feeling, man? Like, you know how we do, man. Let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10. If you're feeling not so great, feeling amazing, let us know, man. 1 being, you know, like the lowest of low, 10 being the highest of high. Let us know how you're feeling, man. Let's make this interactive. Let's make this inclusive. You know what I mean? We feed off your energy. You know, we like to give energy, but we also like to receive it too, man. Keep that circulating, man. That's the currency right there.
Absolutely.
Well, while the people them are chatting in the chats, you know, like us checking ourselves, you know.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, yo. I'll kick us off. I'm feeling like a 7-ish today, you know.
What?
Just middling, you know. I just want to start the week off on a space where I have space to, you know, move up a little bit. I'm having a good day. Got up, did my little workout, did my 1-2, so I'm pumped, you know, like I'm feeling good. I encourage everybody to do a 1-2 in the morning because it just gets your body going. And, you know, I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time eating in the morning immediately.
True.
So
Yeah,
like,
thank you.
this kind of urges me in that direction. So, I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Got a little music project that came out on Friday. Excited
Jeez.
about that,
Cool.
You guys haven't checked out
Two
Two Tone
tones.
yet, go check that out. It's on all platforms. Just search it on
Jeez.
New York. And my guy Bizzle, you know, Two
Jeez.
Tone, that's
Yeah.
the Visionaire product. So it's exciting. I feel good to just be in the process of doing things. So, it's love, I'm keeping that momentum. We here now. Mother's Day was great for me yesterday. Mother's Day was
Absolutely.
wonderful.
Yeah.
I got to spend time with my grandma and my dukes, and I actually went to my grandparents' house.
Mhm.
Like I it kind of got me feeling like, this whole pandemic has kept us from doing the things that we love and seeing the people that we care about, and the people that we really truly appreciate. And I got to do some of that. I'm like, you know what, forget it. I went there and it was great, yo. It was really great. It was really great. So
It's peace, man.
That's good, fam.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, like, before we continue, like, when you say like your morning routine, could you like break that down for people? Because maybe someone might get inspired by like what that looks like or whatnot. So,
oh, for sure. So my thing is about getting something done quick and doing something like high intensity. They call it HIT. This isn't
I hit with them.
necessarily hint, but this is like my own variation of it. So I do 5 exercises and I do 5 sets of them. So I do 20 push-ups, 20 leg lifts, 20 sit-ups, and then I do 20 squats. And then I do
Wow.
5 sets of that. So at the end, it equals 100. And
jeez.
then I do a plank for a minute and try and get better every week and stuff. So
Work on your core.
just, I'm just trying to really, stay activated. It takes me like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes if I'm really focused. But,
Fam.
it's really good. Sometimes I have to like get it done quickly because I have some things to get done. But I'm just trying to, I don't know if I've said it here, but my philosophy is don't break the chain. Once you get the momentum going, every
Keep
day
going.
keep at it. Come on, don't weak, dog.
Word.
Yo, man, you'll never lose investing in yourself, man. So, like, I love that, man. That's real, like, practical and tangible. So anybody who's listening, there's some quick points,
Yeah,
man.
no
Start
weight,
your morning right. That's peace,
no
man.
weights, no nothing, just all body weight. As long as you got a little space to yourself where you can, get the length of your body in, then you're good,
That's what's up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yo.
Proper. Yo, I know that there's some comments in the chat. I don't know if one of y'all wanna kind of scroll up and make sure we get that energy circulating.
Oh, for
Yes,
sure.
sir. I got you. I got you.
Peace.
Okay, so Slyfox Reality, good morning. Top of the morning to you. You said there's 7.5. That's what's up. Shay, shout out to Shay. Shay said, today is super nice out. Glow said that she's a 7, but she'll be better when she gets some food.
Real talk.
You and me both, fam.
Come
I'm
on,
about to go crazy.
right?
Lil Millie Rockin' said like -1. I'm still dealing with bipolar because the doctors don't take stuff serious. Word, fam.
Okay.
Sorry to hear that, bro. Hopefully, fam, like, if you need to reach out or, extend the conversation or whatever, just hit the DM, fam, any way we can help support, right?
Yeah, indeed, man. I always hear, complications with like medical professionals. Like when you express to them what you're feeling and going through, they kind of like just dismiss it or want to tell you to take this pill or whatever the case. When I think there's other holistic ways of processing things. Yeah, definitely reach out to us, man. We can probably plug you into like, some other, supports or maybe some that's a little like more holistic and maybe alternative. I really believe that, especially in the medical field, like being dismissive is not the way to go. Like it sounds strange, and it's crazy how all these different systems and institutions do that, whether it's the education system, which we're going to continue that conversation, by the way, because last week, and then whether the medical field, whether the justice system, like it's crazy, you know what I mean? And these are things that need to be changed, rectified, and, implemented in policy and all that stuff, man. So thank you for sharing that, man. We appreciate you bringing that to our attention.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
100, fam.
Just to double down on what Mars said, like we're here, we're not like medical professionals at all by any
No
means.
fair.
Our advice doesn't come from anything but life experience, but we're just an open space, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to have a feedback board for you to just get ideas out and just be validated and acknowledged. Just, if we could be that
100,
for you,
fam.
by all means.
Straight
Exactly.
up. No, shout out to Lil Millie rocking. And he said he was listening to what you were saying, Chavoy,
Yeah,
and he said he definitely needs a push start in the morning. So
yeah,
maybe
yo.
that's something that you can implement to your mornings, fam.
I can't lie, I come from like the lifestyle of, wake up, bake, dog, for the guys that don't know, like
Yeah,
I'm
rise
a
and
big
fry.
herbalist, but like that's how I was raised, and I don't feel like sometimes it gets me in the most productive space. So like for me, I'm just trying to find some more self-care time that looks a little bit more healthier for me. So,
Hmm.
that's been working for me. So I don't know how many people are coming from the same background, but yo, if
Yep.
that's something that works for you, dog, by all means, dog, take it on.
Man,
Absolutely.
that's honest, yo. That's real.
Yeah, bro.
Right. And yeah, man, that's I'm not sure if I missed any comments, but that was the first couple that I seen there.
Yeah, yeah. Big up Chanel in the cut, Chanel I in the cut, that's family, Big up
Okay.
Math in the cut,
Peace.
Salute,
self-care,
salute.
that's family.
You already know. Yo, Logic, how you feeling, bro?
Yo, man, I'm feeling like an 8.5. I feel like
Okay.
to get back outside. Because today's I don't even know what the weather is, man. It's probably at least like a 15 degrees or something like that.
Oh, for
You know
real?
what I mean? Yeah, it's warm. It's really nice. You know
Oh,
what I mean? So I'm trying
okay.
to get back out. I'm trying to get back out there again. But no, I'm feeling blessed. As you guys mentioned, like this weekend was Mother's Day. I didn't get to like spend time with like the mothers that are important to me in my life, whether it's like my partner, my grandmother, my mom's. But I did get to like speak to everybody and have some really powerful conversations. Like my grandmother on my dad's side, like we had like a 3-hour conversation, and we're just building and just
Right.
like listen to her stories and just giving that time and energy. And she was just so grateful for the conversation and whatnot. I don't know if I mentioned before, but my other grandmother on my mom's side, she actually got COVID, so she was dealing with that for like a little bit. Even had to go to the hospital. I'm not even gonna front to you, and I was like kind of nervous with that. Like I felt like she may not come out, so I didn't really speak about it because I didn't want to bring up so much energy and whatnot. But I'm pleased to say that she's cleared from it now. As far as I know, that she's handled that and she doesn't have COVID anymore. So she's just at home on a speedy recovery. So it's just blessed. But for a quick second, my heart did stop, you know what I mean? Because she's elderly and, she has asthma on top of that. So I was just like, man, this is not, you know what I mean? Like, this is just throwing me off. But I'm just glad that's, in the past now. And she's just at home relaxing. And, you know what I mean? So I feel super blessed because of that. It's just a reminder of like the fragility of life. And if we have the opportunities to tell the people that we care about them and love them, make sure we do that. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Don't be like,
Anytime.
yeah, they already know and this and that. Like, just let them know, please. You know what I mean? Like, just
100%.
coming from a man who's a little older and seeing
Hmm.
people just drop and whatnot, like, just let them know. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's nothing
100%.
worse than not being able to do that, and then things happen, and then to deal with that guilt and shame. Trust me, you don't want to be there, right? So, just a friendly reminder.
On that
Absolutely.
note, like, yo, if you guys are in the group right now, if you guys are in the chats, we thank you guys for being here. But let's keep this thing engaging, right? Yo, with that being said, like, yo, what are some things that you are grateful for your mom, or like some maybe Mother's Day that it kind of prompted you to think that you haven't said, or anything like that? Yo, just throw it in the chats, because that's how we rocking. And check in. If you guys are here, come on, that's how we do, dog. First things first is we check in. But
Yeah,
throw up. Let's
Absolutely.
hold space for our dukes.
indeed. Indeed. I mean, like, I saw this meme where it's saying like, our mothers are like are the first place where we lived. You know what I mean? Like, that's like our land. You know what I mean? The place where we were cultivated and grown and nurtured. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like the foundation. So, I think it's really important to honor that. And I know not everybody has like, the best relationships with mothers. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's
Mhm.
not always as blessed though. But I think like just looking at it from like a foundational standpoint, like, yeah, like, this is the foundation where we come from. So that deserves some degree of honor, even if it may be like an estranged relationship or whatnot. But I think it's just having that positive spin to it. You know what I mean? Because sometimes when we put out that hatred, it's almost like an extension of, you know, delivering that same energy back to us, right? Because that's our origin.
Yeah.
I mean, like we can't
Okay.
like hate our origin and not end up hating a part of ourselves as well. You know, I know it's kind of deep though, whatever, but just from an energetic standpoint, it's like just, you know, to have that foundational, like, you know, understanding and respect.
For sure.
Indeed.
100%, bro.
Before you check in, Mars, I'm gonna jump in the chats and get some of these.
Yeah, fam, do your thing, man.
Illy Millie Rockin said, thanks y'all, you guys real as AF. Respect you guys more than most, you know. It goes both ways. Everybody that's here, we respect y'all, dog. You guys don't gotta be here, but you're here listening to us and we're building together, so that's love.
Top of the morning.
Zuzu said, I just caught some Safe Moon. I guess that's some crypto talk, not the right time, but you know, like everybody's amped on crypto right now, so maybe we can jump on that another time. Goddamn, thanks, man. Millie Rockin says that should be in the Bible. Don't take shit for granted in this life. Here, I'm gonna drop a gem for you. Bible also stands for basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Come on.
Word.
You know what I mean? So yeah, don't take things for granted, you know. Symbolic One says, I'm at an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Yesterday I connected with a number of moms in my life. 100%. That's a vibe, you know?
No.
That's a real vibe. Leyland Adams, that's the big homie. What's up, fam? He said, have to shout out my moms out of being a good listener, because not all moms let us be who we are and make our own decisions, even if they don't agree. That's a fact, yo.
Powerful right there.
That's a fact, dog.
Mm-hmm. I think just want to just build on that, man, because from a parental standpoint, that's probably one of the biggest challenges, because you want to be protective. You know, the world is kind of crazy, you know what I mean? You don't, and you already know this, and you don't want your child going through certain things, whatever, but to understand that, like, my parenting style is more like a guardian, you know what I mean? Like, I recognize, like, the gifts and talents that my children have, and I try to, like, you know, create the parameters where they can, like, flourish and whatnot. But I do understand that there's going to be things that they're going to have to go through that I don't want them to go through, because I want them to be protected. But the truth is like, they have to go through certain things, you know, and all we can do as a parent is make sure that we're there, you know what I mean, and build that relationship and give them that autonomy as well, you know what I mean, because sometimes being too sheltered, you know, backfires, you know what I mean, it creates all different kinds of things, you know. So big up to all the parents that allow us to be who we need to be and discover that, because I think when you're young, a teenager, and even in your 20s, you're still going through it. You kind of got to go through the mud to figure out what you don't like, you know what I mean? And then from there you can build. So to have the opportunity and then to have the unconditional love is super blessed, yo. So shout out to the parents that are on that level.
And thanks for everybody for sharing. You know, we appreciate you guys contributing to the space.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yo, get it, fam. Get it, fam.
Oh yeah, yo, Chuse. Yo, today I'm feeling like a 7 still, you know?
Okay.
I feel good. Don't get it twisted. But if you guys didn't notice, fam, my eyes are kind of puffy right now, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Your boy was up early, fam, you know?
Okay.
Your boy was up early, and I woke up at like around 5 o'clock. And I went back to sleep at like 8 o'clock, you know? Try to catch some Z's before here, you know? But usually this time, top of the morning, I'm all good, you know? But right now, I won't lie, I'm still waking up, fam. So if I'm a little quiet, just bear with me, you know?
No, you're good, fam.
You're here.
Yeah, fam. Crushed beer food yesterday, you know?
Yes, fam. Yes.
Beer food, fam. We ordered not just noodles. You guys know about that?
No.
Not just noodles. It's over on Young and Wellesley over there. It's like a very popular Chinese place.
Okay.
Yeah, fam. Ordered beer food, fam. You know? That's what my mom wanted, right? Me and my sister said, yo, we get you anything you want for Mother's Day, you know? And she wanted a lot of Chinese food, you know? So it was all just eating, spending a good time together. My uncle came over, you know, East Coast vibes, fam, you know.
Come on.
You know the vibes, fam, you know. Watch a TV show, cracking jokes, you know. Having 1-2 drinks. I feel really good, fam, you know. Shout out to my mom and all the important females in my life. I love y'all, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to like the young women's, you know what I'm saying, in the world, you know. because these are going to be the future mothers of our future. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the young women out there that aren't mothers yet. You know, we just gotta love them, respect them. You know what I'm saying? Treat them with respect, because these are gonna be the people that have our sons, our daughters,
Come on now.
nieces, nephew, and the list continues. You know what I'm saying?
That way, man.
One thing I can say about, like, I'm very thankful that I learned from, like, my mom and my sister at a young age, because I just grew up. It was me, my mom, my sister. You know,
Mhm.
my mom, she told me, she's like, yo, treat a girl how you would want someone to treat me or your sister. You know.
That
And
way.
that's the golden rule, you know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's
So,
it.
you know, for all the people watching and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Just remember that, you know, and I'm sure y'all go by that. But, you know, shout out to all the powerful mothers and powerful women in our life, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Speaking of shout outs to the young women, I do this virtual group with Human House on Fridays. You know what I mean? For those who don't
Okay.
know Human House, man, it's like a shelter home for young mothers. You know what I mean? And when I mean young mothers, I'm
Okay.
talking age like 14 to 21. And like the
Word.
resilience that I've seen with these young women, and they're doing their things on themselves, you know what I mean? Like holding it down, it's truly inspiring. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I just want to like shout them out, you know what I mean, for all of like, you know, that they do and their evolution of self and their growth and you know, again, like raising the new generation. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not easy, man, but we all can do our part to offer inspiration, and you know what I mean, especially as men. You know what I mean? Like if you see a young mother, man, big her up. You know what I mean? Hail her up. It doesn't have to be nothing deep, but just on some like, yo, I see you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
being there, just sending that positive vibe goes so far. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
big up to the mothers out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, fam. No, and yeah, fam, you know, I'm a big seven. I'm glad to be here. You know, we're 15 strong right now. I seen a couple of my peoples join, you know, so salute. You know, glad that you guys are here joining with us. And yeah, fam, what's good, fam?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
That
See
way,
some
man.
some
That
comments
way.
in the chats if you want to go through.
No, no, I think we good. I think we got everybody.
Straight?
Yeah, yeah, we straight. Um, no, like I liked what you said earlier, Logic, about like
Mm.
moms being the first place where we get to live.
Yeah,
I also
This
like in
environment.
context of like what we have going on, like I feel like moms are also the first place that we learn that we love, but
mm,
like I feel like another L is like moms are the first place that we learn as well, you know? Like I feel like a lot of like the innate things that we learn about life, you know, like we learn from like observing our mothers first because they play such an integral role to
mm.
like our development at that like early period, you know. We don't
Yeah.
I don't personally I don't know how those like those I guess phenomenons affect how we develop going forward, but like when you think about like are your early experiences, usually they're related to their moms, and sometimes it's for better or for worse, right? Like those
Hmm.
experiences that we learned aren't always the best experiences, you know. Some people might have a negative relationship with their parents or
Right.
their mom's figure, but you know, like I feel like our first experiences of life come from that, you know.
Hmm.
Like,
Facts, man.
Nah, I definitely agree with you, fam.
yeah.
Like, I even remember certain things, like, you know, my mom pushing me in the stroller when I was young, you know?
Mm.
Things like that. Like, you know, when I think of it, like, at the time, like, I can't go back to the scene and tell you, like, all about it, but I just remember those feelings of comfort, you know what I mean?
Mm.
You know, and then, like, you know, you get to a certain age, you start going outside. You're not going outside with your dukes no more, you know? You're like, yo, just
Right.
grab your keys and dip whenever you want, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Honest.
But me, even though I'm a 21-year-old young man, you know what I'm saying? When I come home, bro, I still, you know, my mom's like, oh, you're home. Like, you know, that makes my heart warm, makes my mom, it makes me feel happy, you know, because I'm glad my mom, you know, she sees me, I'm safe. You know, if I'm taking care of myself, I'm showing my mom that I appreciate that the life that she gave me, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
Mm.
I definitely know what you're saying, fam. This is 100, fam. That's all. That's where we learn from. That's like our first home environment. All of those type of things, fam.
Indeed,
Yeah.
man. I just want to catch this comment because it kind of catches onto like what you're saying, Mars. So this is from SWJM. Not really sure how to pronounce it, so I'm just gonna spell it
Okay,
out.
that's it.
It says, "I'll big up my moms, man, with the fire emoji. always making sure I find the best in every situation, which is one of my favorite traits of myself. And then he quotes, no way I can pay you back, but the goal is to show you that I understand, you know. So that's Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Like
Tupac,
straight up,
yeah.
you know.
Yo, shout out to you
Dear
too,
mama.
man, you know?
Yeah, man. You know what I
I'm
mean?
sure your mom's very proud of you.
Indeed, man. Respect for those comments. And then little Millie Rockin says, women ain't objects, man. You can't treat them like one. Psh, mad facts right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a challenging, man, because sometimes like our point of reference is, you know, through like certain music or certain cultural images that we see. And I remember growing up, like that's the images that were shown to me. But I was lucky to have like a lot of like strong women in my life, still do, you know, growing up, like enough aunties, enough, you know, like moms and you know, adopted moms and all that, like especially coming from like the Caribbean, you know, culture. So you know, it's like strong women, you know.
Yeah.
So having that level of like respect was like, you know, always like foundational. And I love what you said, Mars, you know, about like treating women how you'd want like your sister or your mom to be. That's like the easiest way. Like when you put it from that perspective, it's like, oh, okay. You know,
Yeah, fam, there's no way
it
around it.
just
Like,
falls into place from there,
yeah,
you know.
not for sure, fam.
Yeah, man. Big up to everyone, man. Yeah, man. Live life, learn, love, mother's gifts, no doubt, man. Yeah, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
That's up. That's up.
You know, my comments aren't updating for some
Oh,
reason. You know,
Nah,
it's
it be
well,
just
like that sometimes. It's
as
all
long
good.
as you're here and it's not echoing, yo, we're blessed. Yo, so
Yeah.
speaking of which, so last week we were attempting to discuss like, you know, education, our experiences in education, some of the things that we've gone through, some of the things that we would love to see, you know, moving forward. I see like these kind of spaces that we're creating virtually as like alternative educational spaces. So moving forward, these are kind of like solutions, right? Because like we need to make sure that these conversations are accessible and it gets to the people that really need it. Because oftentimes in school, we're not having these type of conversations. We're not having these type of like, you know, emotional, intellectual, like, you know, type of ways of being. So I know that's one solution, but let's go back though. Like, you know what I mean? Some, you know, just like some experiences that are still happening, you know, because I still hear about anti-Black racism within schools. I still hear about, you know, the lack of cultural relevancy or cultural competency with educators and understanding the dynamics of where students are coming from, not really understanding the value of creativity, you know, and how all this plays into it, you know, having alternative ways and knowing that not everybody is a cookie cutter way of learning, you know. These are some things that still exist from my generation, before my generation, and they're still here today. You know what I mean? Like, what are some thoughts and feelings on that, man? Everybody in the chat too, man. Let us know like your school
Yeah,
experience.
talk to us. Talk to us.
for sure.
You
I,
know?
I think one thing that really always stood out to me was like, again, kind of like in just in the mindset of like, you know, having like nurturers and people that are caring and people that are like really like invested in your development. I
Right.
feel like sometimes in the school system, in the institutional setting, you know, there's a disconnect between the teacher and that type of individual. I
Right.
know we say that we spend so much time in school growing up, and even when you have teachers for like, yo, I don't know about you guys, but I've had teachers for multiple years. So like, for example, I'll have a grade 2 teacher, and then it's the same teacher for 3, 4, 5 years, right? So that teacher gets to be with you for a good part of your
For a
life, you
minute.
know? And
Yeah.
unfortunately, like when you're not with a person that's invested in developing you as a person outside of your academic development, that is crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, how could you
Yeah.
be with somebody that spends so much time with you and they're not invested in like, yo, taking care of you or like just overseeing you, like build in a positive way? You know, they're just like, all right, did you learn your math today? Nah, you didn't learn your math today. Did you do your homework? No, you didn't do your homework. All right, done. Kick it. You know what I mean? Like, there's no investigation as to why. You know, you see a kid that's not really himself that day. Why are you not interested in that? You know, like, why is so many questions? You know what I mean?
So many questions, man, because it makes me think like, you know, when they have like the social worker, the psychologist and psychiatrist and all these different people, like, you know, with all their credentials and whatnot, Like that mental and emotional piece always gets ignored, or they want to defer it to like strictly the household. Well, it's like, well, what's going on at home? Hello, they're at school for how many hours? What's happening at school? You know what I mean? To me, it's like common sense. And it just gets me frustrated that like these are things that are not, considered. Like spaces like this are so important, like Mars, I mean, you can speak to like, your experiences in boy group,
Yeah, for sure.
in terms of like the check-ins and just creating that mental and emotional space during school. Like, what was the impact for you in that?
Well, like it was large, like you know what I'm saying, because like school is already so hard to go to on any regular day, you know.
Mm,
Like what your boy's saying too, like yeah, like you build a relationship with your teacher, like oh hi, you know what I'm saying, you're doing your work, handling your work, whatever. But after I leave the class and stuff like that, like I know they didn't really care about me like that, like you know what I'm saying.
Facts.
So like
mm,
boys group, you know, we're in it's during class, you know what I'm saying? We get marked on attendance for being there, you know, and you guys are asking us how do we feel? You know what I'm saying? Like in a circle, like everyone got to talk about how they feel, and it's valid, you know. Even though there's sometimes mans are like, yo, school's whack. I don't want to be here, whatever, you
mm,
know. And it's like, yo, it's all good. Mans are like, yo, I can agree, you know. That's when I was like, okay, this is sick, and you know, I'm thankful that I was able to dedicate myself to keep coming back, and you guys were even there because I
mm.
wouldn't be doing this right now. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But I think it's just really important because this is the thing about school, and we talked about it earlier, kind of like with a child and their mom. Like the school, it becomes a community. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And your community becomes like your home.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? With that being said, there has to be a strong foundation. You know what I'm saying? Because if there's no strong foundation, like when the wind blows, fam, things is gonna fall over. You
Come on.
know,
Facts.
Come on.
most of the kids that go to high school, you have to remember, we're starting at 14. You know what I'm saying? Some kids even 13 because they got a late birthday or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Fam, we don't know what's going on, fam. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to figure out grade 9, fam. We're still trying to figure out our lockers, B. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on youth to kind of like figure it out for themselves.
Mm,
Like I know as we get older, in life, yeah, we have to figure things out, but there's not a lot of like emotional support systems outside of like social work or boys group or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I remember, bro, I was getting I had to get what was it? I had to get like brain assessments or whatever, fam. You know? Because
psychological assessment, yeah.
yeah, fam, because they're saying like my attitude or whatever and stuff like that. Like they're trying to say like it's like a mental thing, and I know there ain't nothing wrong with me, you know. And when I was younger, they tried to put me on medication.
Come on, cuz. Speak
You
to
know what I'm
speak
saying?
on speak on that.
My deuce wasn't having it, fam. Trying to put me on medication to control me because I'm out of control. You know what I'm saying? Bro, like I told you guys last week or whatever. I'm not gonna rant on or whatever, but I remember there's one time I told my teacher because we're learning in history. I told him, I said, "Yo, sir, I'm native," because we were talking about indigenous folks,
Mm.
And I said I got an indigenous background, and he started laughing at me. Ah, guys, you hear Marley? He thinks he's native. Da 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 da
Wow.
da. So for things like that, for me being like, "Yo, I'm native," or asking them questions like, "Yo, why? Why is that? Or where did that come from?" For things like that, I got sent to the office, and then they're saying I need medication. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that could have mushed me up for good, fam.
Come on, man.
Honest.
Unbalanced the chemicals in my head because there's
Indeed.
something wrong with me. Like it's crazy, bro. But I
Yeah.
can go on all day, fam. But basically, just to end it off, like I think we need to focus on more support systems in the school outside of like the authority positions, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
mm, mm.
So people who come into the school, maybe they're not like a part of the school. You don't see them every day. So kids don't have an idea like, oh, it's my teacher. I can't trust them, whatever. Stuff like that. Need to see folks that they would see in their community, people that look like them.
Facts.
That's incredibly
Absolutely.
important, man. Yo, like it's crazy with this whole like medication thing and like Ritalin or whatever they want to use to kind of like suppress your energy, your creativity. That should be like supported and nurtured. not put on medication, because that's just crazy to me. Big up to your moms for standing up, because not
Oh, how yeah.
every parent is empowered to advocate in that way. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of like parents come from like this place, like the psychology of authority, right? So you go into a school and you see someone who has like the credentials and they say this and that, so you assume it must be true, because I mean, you don't know any better. But something
you don't know about it.
nah, be like, this don't add up. So big up to Mom Dukes for standing up, man. I know there's bare comment. People are dropping some bare feedback, man. I don't know if you want to jump into that.
Okay.
Shoot, I wish I could see the comments, yo.
Oh, shit.
I got you, King.
You gotta slow up a bit, man. People are going in.
For sure. Where are we at? Okay. So Lil Millie Rocket said most teachers and people in general don't understand people of color, people with mental illness, or people of poverty. Word. I'm glad that you speak on that, bro, because you're right. It is that generalization, right? It is.
I really like that the poverty, right? Because a lot of the responses are the symptoms of poverty. You're responding to these circumstances. You know what I mean? And all of these, like, perceptions and whatnot, like everything especially from a child's perspective, like, you're reacting to it. Like, you know what I mean? These are external factors that are happening and you're responding to that. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean? Right. It's more like, what are the external factors that are causing this child to respond in a certain way? You know what I mean? That's because you're not empowered to like articulate yourself, so you're gonna respond with physical like reactions. You know what I mean? With shouting, stomping your feet, whatever it is. Like, so it's crazy to me. But yeah, go ahead.
No problem, fam.
Yeah.
The symbolic one said, figure out lockers. That's some real perspective. Yo, fam, I'm telling you, bro.
It's a new level,
simple, but it's deep.
It's crazy, yo. Let's scroll. Okay, so we got Chanel. How do you guys feel about the IEP program, individual education plan? Word. I can tell you about, because I had one, cause like, you know what I'm saying? I think it helped, it helped in a sense, because I can get assistance, in things that I had difficulty in, but also, like, I don't know, man. I think we talked about it last week. Like, I felt like I got that label,
Yeah.
that label, like that IEP, behavioral, like angry.
ADHD.
I got that label. Yeah. And it made me feel worse, bro. Like when I'm going down to when I'm in my class and they bust me down to the office, you know what I'm saying? Because I have to meet with such and such and whatever, like walking down to the office, or sometimes the teacher will come up, they'll come to my class, they'll be like, "Oh, Marley, hi, meet this person." Yo, that walk, fam. I remember if I'm walking in the hallways, you see your bedrooms in class, mans are looking at me like, "Yo, free up."
Yo,
like, holy dog, like they're walking with me on both sides. I'm in the middle. I'm like, yo, like,
I swear to God.
Yo, what's whining right now,
Yo, he might not come back. That's how you're looking at your bro. You're like, yo, he might not come back after this one, dog.
Yeah, fam. Giving me snacks and things, like, oh, we'll be back and all this. I'm like, nah, B. But honestly, I do, back on the IEP, individual education plan, I do think that, it's good that they identify that, certain students may need help and individual education plans. So they kind of, they're more flexible with the criteria and the support systems. I do think that is a good thing,
Yeah, I kind of want to build on that,
Absolutely.
I absolutely believe that the IEP could be a supportive resource if it was used properly. Like, just kind of to speak to what you're saying, you used to get that label and you used to get that stigma whenever you had an IEP, or even like the difference between like applied to academics, like they used to look at you away if you weren't like trying to go academic, or if you weren't trying to like learn in a certain fashion. But I think like the general premise is that everybody learns the same way, and that's not right. Like, some people aren't able to focus in like a group setting where like there's 25 other students that need attention, and like I feel like the IEP is something that could help there. But it has to be informed from a compassionate space. You know what I mean? Like,
Bye.
it can't be something that's like, oh, yo, IEP, you know, you can't learn with us. You know, you're learning at a slower pace,
At
or
a slower
at
pace.
or something that's not at a high at the level of the rest of the class. I feel like we need to take those labels off of the IEP and like just allow for differences to take place so that it can build the unity. You know what I mean? Like, I do believe it's a very tremendous pressure to put on a teacher to manage all of these different students that are learning in different ways, and you know, have to just they might be at different levels of interpretation of the content, right? Yo, if you
Fact.
have somebody there, a 2 3 persons that are there to like help with a Marley, help with a Troy, help with a Logic, you know, to really like build, you know, because you don't know where we come from, what we're dealing with, what kind of circumstances we have to like turn off. School is like a performance. You got to turn off your life to be a student. It don't make
Yep.
sense. You know what I mean?
Bars, man. Yo, man, when Don gets that alignment, man, that
Yo,
divine
keep
energy
going.
is, you know what I mean? Yo,
It's real.
I'm telling you.
I
He's
wish I could see
deep,
the
man.
comments. I wish I could see the comments.
Yeah, well, you're getting bare hearts still, man. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna read some of the comments real quick. So, Sly Fox Reality says, "I feel like kids having a hard time adjusting to school. Kids dealing with things get ignored and labeled troublemakers. Teachers don't put in the extra effort and wonder why kids act up. Mad facts. You know what I mean? Shout out Lady Empress, because agreed a more holistic approach and not just authoritative. That they just go to meds at a first resort, as a first resort. True indeed. You know what I mean?
100.
Sly Fox Reality comes back in and says, I found that showing you care about those kids will go a long way, and it shows them that there's adults outside of parents that actually care for them. Yo,
Fact.
that's like super major. Every teacher that showed me that they cared about me and understood me and was patient with me, like, what happens after a while, it's like, yo, you don't even want to like disrespect that teacher no more. You know what I mean? Like, you
No.
start doing everything they saying because it's like, yo, man, like you don't want to be seen in that negative light with them, because they already shown you and they care of you. And again, like I said, kids don't have the articulation at a young age. They vibe off of energy, straight up. It's all vibes. So if you give a vibe that's like, you know what I mean, that you're not making a genuine connection, of course they're going to put their shield up. Like, why would they open up to someone? You know what I mean? That's a protective factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to protect your energy. So if someone's not aligning, you can't force someone to align. But if you open up and show that care, of course, man, you'll see the different results of one time. And this goes beyond race. You know what I'm saying? This is beyond race. Like, when you come from a genuine place, like, youth will understand that. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely rate you for that.
That's a fact.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, we got a few people coming in. We got Daisy, man, big up. So it says, she says, teachers don't know how to handle individual minds necessarily. That's true. You know what I mean? And like we said, like, we understand that, you know, for a teacher to have like 25 kids or whatever, that is a lot though. But at the same time, like, you know, some of these considerations need to be, you know, taken into place, you know, and if there needs to be additional supports, then yeah, like, you know, like, then figure that out. That's when you call in Stolen from Africa. You know what I'm saying? That's when you call in different programs and whatnot. It doesn't have to be just the teacher. You know, you bring in the community. So that way there's that connection in school and connection outside of school. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to put that pressure on one individual. If you don't have to have all the answers. If you don't know, then just invite the people who do. You know what I mean? Let's make this a holistic approach. Let's make this a collective effort.
Facts.
I'm gonna grab the next comment there.
Yeah, man. So we got man, teachers need more education on mental health and their community. You know, and teachers need more help on mental health themselves. You know what I mean? Because I remember, you know, in one of our classes, we're having conversations on teachers college, and really understanding that, like, not everybody is entering with that like empathetic, compassionate mindset. You know, and even some teachers, when they're in teachers college, are like shocked to realize and even scared for the students, because they're like, yo, like, these are the teachers that are going to be educating, and these are the experiences. It's like they're a threat for that. And it really, you know, boils down for me of like a more of an institutional, like, you know, concern, because that type of mindset, you know, not only in the teachers college, but also in the social work practice field, whether, you know, we're talking like the justice or medical, you know, spaces. I think like having compassion and empathy is like, should be like a prerequisite, you know what I mean, to
Yep.
build on. That's like a foundation that's very necessary, because you're dealing with community, you're dealing with people, you know what I mean, not products. You understand? So yeah, man.
And most of the time, the places where we come from and things like that, like it's like broken people, bro. Broken young people, fam. Broken
Yo,
minds,
come on.
broken souls, trauma. You know
That's
what I'm
what
saying? Lack of support. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, fam, haven't not to say a lot of people haven't been brought, but there's more people than we know that like haven't got shown certain things, or
come on.
they haven't been nurtured with love and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it all that harder when they go to school
Yeah.
and the teacher's just like, oh, you didn't do your homework? Oh, you're like, you
Yeah.
know, it makes it all that harder. And, you know, I appreciate everyone for sharing and stuff like that. Cause yo, this is how we, you know, we have to start with the conversation, you know what I'm saying? Then we can figure out what we can do moving forward to help the situation, right?
And this is like our way of showing love and care and consideration. You know, it's not often that we have like young black men leading these types of conversations, you know. And just to go
Well,
back to what you're talking about, it's really like, you know, the symptoms of poverty. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like when you have the symptoms of poverty, you're going to have all these dysfunctional responses to it. You know, again,
yeah.
like when you're just trying to survive, yo, when you're in survivor mode, your defenses are up, you're on guard, like there is no rest, there is no time to heal. You know what I mean? Like this is what we call it being resilient, you know what I mean? But the flip side to being resilient, or the dark side of resilience, is that there's no time to heal and process certain things, because you're just like, you know, going through it, brush it off. I got to keep going,
Pushing through.
got to keep going, da 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 da, keep going, survival. Because if I stop, I'm gonna fall. But
Mhm.
you know, again, like the dark side to it is we don't have spaces to just exhale. Like, you know, we practice those breathing exercises. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And us having these conversations is kind of like a small degree of that. You know, giving a little
Yo,
moment for us to exhale and
Yep.
breathe, to be like, yo, fam, I see you.
Yep.
And I think that's what like our programs within schools really represents and really facilitate, because then we give the opportunities for young people to exhale. You know what I'm
For
saying? So
sure.
that's what needs to be going down, man.
For sure.
I
Yo,
see.
yo, Mars, do you want to build? Because I kind of want to build on that still.
That or on what Logic was saying?
Yeah, what Logic just said.
Oh, fam, go
Or
ahead.
are there
You're
more
good, man.
comments? Yo, you guys want to go through the comments? Because I want to make
Yeah,
sure
I'm
that
gonna hit him with a one two because I see one of
please,
the homies.
please.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Paul. You know what I'm saying? Paul was a part of the original boys group. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So
big
shout
up
out to
Paul,
you,
man.
Paul.
Jeez.
I'm super proud of you, bro. You know, Paul is a very creative and outspoken young man.
Yo, plug
And
in, man. Tell him to plug in, yo.
you
Send,
know,
send
Yeah,
that what's
yeah.
his link?
he said, I know a kid that graduated and got kicked out of his house. He had mental disabilities. He went back to his school because he connected with special needs teacher, and and they run they run him, bro. Sad. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna read it again just to break it down. So he went back to his school because he connected with the special needs teacher, and they ran him or something. I don't know, fam. Maybe you know, come back in the comments and clarify what you're saying so I can so I can share your comment with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I hope he got the support that he need though still, cause
Hmm.
okay, Sly Fox Reality said, I feel like kids having a hard time adjusting to school, kids dealing with things, get ignored and labeled. Oh, we already went through that one, correct?
No, I don't think so.
No.
No? Okay. I feel like kids having a hard time adjusting to school, kids dealing with things get ignored and labeled troublemakers. Teachers don't put in that extra effort and wonder why kids act up.
Hmm.
Facts. Yeah, because we know. We're like, yo, don't talk to me, bro.
That's it.
Martin.
3 o'clock, I'm out.
Come on.
Martin.
Yeah.
You know? Um, Lady Empress agreed. Yeah, okay, I think we went through those.
I mean, big up to everyone for participating, man. I see lots of hearts, lots of comments, man. We keep it interactive, man. Yo, we really appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I know. Shout out to the comment section. You guys are the best. Um, yeah. Okay, A2 bucket. Okay, that's one of the young bulls. Yo, shout out to Eamon.
Cheers.
School teachers, you be an employee, it doesn't teach you how to be the owner of a company. That's why, do you think you never taught how to do taxes or something like that?
Mm,
Word.
Yo,
yep,
but yo, here's a little gem there. Yo, in order to be a boss, you gotta learn how to work. You know, you gotta be at all levels. You gotta work your way up. So I feel that comment, but I just wanna add a little asterisk in there because any boss in
Not
the
for
place
sure.
has done all the jobs there.
true.
Facts. Lady Empress, she said, great point. Teachers need the tools for themselves as well, so they know how to manage. Absolutely. Like, it should almost be mandatory. And also, with that being said, there should be support systems in place for teachers as well,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Because I do feel like, you never know what's going on with them when they're outside of school. I knew a lot of teachers, they were coming to school cheesed,
Right?
you know? They hear one person talking, they're snapping,
jeez,
But I'm not getting at them like they're the bad person. Because, yo, you never know what they're going through, fam.
yeah. Everybody
You know what I'm
human.
saying? Yeah, fam. But, yo, Chavoy, I know you want to build my brother. Yo, talk to him, fam.
Nah, fam, yo, it was something that Logic said, and you said earlier about like support groups. And,
Hmm.
I think Logic was just speaking to the authenticity. I could
Hmm.
feel like for me, and even with the effect that I see with boys group, I feel
Yeah,
like it's so important to have spaces where you could just be your 100 self and
Mm,
you could
yeah,
be like acknowledged in that dimension because I feel like in my experience with school, I had to turn off so many different parts of myself. And not to say like all of those parts were good. Yo, I had a lot of bad, toxic, behaviors, just ways of being, you know what I mean? Like just symptoms of poverty, you know what I mean? All of the stuff that,
yeah.
you do to just survive. You know what I mean? You might be struggling. You might
Understood.
be just not treating yourself well, treating your community well, treating people around you well. And all of those things were things that I was coming into school with, right? So you have me
Hmm.
here in this math class or this English class, and I'm thinking about like, yo, fam, as soon as 3 o'clock goes, yo, I know my ops are gonna be here, or like, yo, dog, yo, I
and
just got to school, but yo, I've been up for 2 hours trying to chip off this pack and I still haven't got it off. And like where your head's at, all of these things that aren't like you have to compartmentalize and then come into school and just be a student. You know what I mean?
right.
Like I feel like that's one of the most tremendous and one of like the most enormous like obstacles you can give to somebody that's trying to develop and it's supposed to be this student. You know what I'm saying? It's like having those spaces. I know for me, like when I get to come into St. Pat's and I get to talk to all of these guys and tell you guys where I'm coming from and all of those
Yeah.
things, it makes me feel like, yo, I'm providing something that I didn't have coming up.
Mm,
There was never those spaces where I could just be 100. Like, yo, sometimes some of the stuff that, our guys share with us is like, yeah, I remember being there. But yo, I would never imagine that school would be the place that I would unpack it.
on.
It's usually on the block later where you're drinking, you're smoking, and you guys have wound down enough with you and your brethren that you can actually, just
Right.
say how you're feeling
Right.
truly deeply about something that's
Right.
affecting you. The
Right.
fact that it's happening during school without having like substances, without like having
Mm,
like negative stigmas attached,
mm,
without having like, the idea that you have to be this type of person in order to get like recognition. I feel like that is so like it's
mm,
invaluable. Like it I
mm.
don't know. I think you were speaking to it before, Mars, but like to be able to be on the other side and facilitate it, Doug, it feels
Facts.
great. You know what I'm saying?
No, it is, bro. It is. You know? And sometimes too, fam, like, it's just being there to listen.
Yeah.
Just being there to listen. Or sometimes like I pay attention when people check in, like, you know what I'm saying? And like when we're there in the person, obviously it's a lot better, because it's not virtual, you can see them or whatever. But I see a lot of like young people's face, like they light up when they check in.
Yes.
Just because they have the opportunity, yo, you're next. You know?
Yes.
Blood,
Everyone's
you know?
everyone invested in you at that moment. You know what I'm saying? If you get a 10, bop, bop, bop. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If not, oh, that's all good, fam. Elaborate, fam, if you would like to. Sometimes people just like, yo, I'm a 7. That's it. It's all good, bro. Solid 7. Pass it on.
Trust
I
me.
mean, so just that 30 seconds or that minute, you don't know how much that can help build, support, enlighten, yo. Yo, you make these young brothers and these young people feel loved, bro.
There we go.
Love is one of the strongest emotions, fam.
Mm,
You know what
come
I'm
on,
saying? We cannot drive out hate with hate. Only love could do that, right?
come on, cuz.
You know? So when you teach people how to love, you teach them how to grow. Teach them how to
Whew.
accept, you know?
That's
You
it.
teach them how to forgive
Mm,
themselves and for people for not knowing better.
Yep.
mm,
You know
mm.
what I'm saying? And that's how we like move together as a collective, like what we're doing right now. Everybody on this call. This is all because of love why everyone's
Yeah,
here.
I
that's it.
love
You know
that,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Yo, we lead in learning with love. I love that.
With
Yeah.
love. It's
And when
love, y'all.
Yeah, man. And when we do that, again, like I mentioned about like, the dark side to resilience, man, like, we give that space to just breathe and heal, to be like,
Yeah.
yo, like this is what I've been carrying. Like, yeah, everything like, like we gotta be a man or a woman and strong and this and that, but it's like, yo, this is what I'm carrying and it's tiring. You know what I mean? Let me just exhale a little bit, share that load a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Absolutely.
that's why we see like some of the responses, and truth be told, sometimes these check-ins are 30 seconds, sometimes they're 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But we give that space, and I love how what you said, Mars, you know what I mean, about all the energy directing to that person and truly genuinely feeling that love, that appreciation, and that
Mhm.
that acceptance, that
Right.
unconditional non-judgment. Because like I said, like, some of these things, that some of the topics that come up in these conversations are deep. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the fact that we're able to hold space, it's such a powerful thing, that love. But speaking of that, I see here Chanel I has a question for Don. She goes, can you talk about Mr. Rainford being the first black male president of elementary school?
Yo,
Look at his face, it's lit up.
yo, I don't know. I think I mentioned it to you guys. Yo, that's the first teacher that, everybody has that one teacher, that really shows them that, like, that love and makes you feel like, yo, I'm more than a student, like, and you're more than a teacher. Like, we have a genuine bond and a
Yeah,
genuine
yeah, yeah.
relationship. That's the first teacher that did that for me, like, he introduced mans to soccer. He gave me, like, one thing, like, all of so she 20s, dog, 20s. So fortunately, I've had the same people around me since I was like itty bits. So like
That's fam.
we've always been together. So all the trouble that we get into, all the like mischief that we get into, it's all as a collective. And he was the first person to really acknowledge us and be like, all right, all of you little rugrats, come here,
Come
and he
in,
really
yeah.
looked out for us, and he really just really like developed us and like encouraged us, inspired us, empowered us. It was crazy because just it came from a man too, a black man, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's that genuine, when you see a man on the road and you guys can kind of tell where each other come from, so you just give him a look ahead dugan, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you don't know, keep it moving, fam, bless up, that's
You
kind of
already
what
know.
he did for us as young men. So to have like
Mm.
somebody OG status who's respected, but not for the things that you're generally used to seeing people or young men be respected for, come out and be like, yo, come in this, like, here's how you do this, here's how you love, here's how you care, here's how you all of these things, it was really impactful for me as a person because I didn't have another man figure in my life, like outside of my gramps and stuff. I always say my relationship with my pops was he was around, but he wasn't there. So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
this was a man that really took up that position and said, yo, this is what it is. My bad, guys. I don't mean to like
Oh
rant,
no,
but
Nah,
yo, man,
yo, speak,
Mr.
fam.
Rainford's my guy. Chanel, you know what it
we
is,
need
fam.
that. We
You
need
know
that,
what
man.
it is. Yeah.
Facts,
Good,
yo.
man. That's why I go through some comments real quick. So Remy Paz says the special ed kid wanted to get help getting his life together after getting kicked out and graduating high school. He went back for some guidance and support because those are the only teachers he had in his high school career. So that, you know what I mean? Like that shows that
Wow.
impact, man. So even when it's all done, man, you're going back to those same people. So just showing that love and care can go so far and impacts like people's lives in a real way. And to me, like that is education. You know, that's mental and emotional and even spiritual education that often gets overlooked. So shout out to those teachers, you know what I mean, who are still accepting past students that come check for them. You know what I mean? Like, as an educator, that's like the realest honor that you can probably ever get. Like when you have students coming back to check for you, you know what I mean? I know I've had a few of those teachers that I have to go back and just let them know, you know, like sir or miss, like thank you. You know what I mean? Like that's like the highest honor, man. So big up to the real ones out there. I wish there was a lot more. Because I promise you, if every teacher had a little bit of that kind of energy, you would see like a whole 360 change one time. I promise you, my word, yo.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's see, we got Live Free CS saying such an amazing reminder for helpers here about to help out with the weight, carry people into schools. Absolutely, man. We got to share the weight, man. It's heavy. You know, and you don't know what's the point of entry point where people are coming from, and just to dismiss that, just like what Don was saying, you know, and then having the student to like compartmentalize and they wonder why we can't process emotions and all these different things, and they want to give us pills. Like, come on, man. Like y'all are educated, man.
Facts.
You know, it doesn't make any sense, yo. Let's see, we got Sly Fox. Sly Fox Reality says, Don, remember our check-ins at Nia Center? I always take away that with me to different spaces with the kids I work with. 100.
It's real.
You know, check-ins are incredibly important. You know, it lets people know that they're cared about, that they're seen, they're validated, and you know, not judged. Man, the world is full of judgment. You know, people are quick to put someone else down, but to extend a helping hand to build someone up, you know, that's something special. You know what I mean? So we can, like, you know, be the change we want to see and continue to bring that energy forward. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? Big up to everybody in the comments, man. You know what I mean?
Yo, shout out to our comment section.
They're going hard.
You guys all in the place, yo. It's all love, fam.
You know what I'm saying? Beer hearts.
Up.
Yeah, man. I know we're coming towards the end, man. Believe it or not, man, it's already 12:02. Like we've been going hard, man, just nonstop. I want to encourage everyone, man. I made a post. We're actually like Storm from Africa and the Black Youth Collaborative is going to be hosting a conversation this Friday with looking at my email, it says Patrick Case, who is the Chief Equity Officer for Education Equity with the Ministry of Education. So you know, we got like a whole group of youth who are going to be talking with him in terms of like policy, in terms of like diverse representation of like their hiring policy. You know, how could we actually, you know, create more spaces to, you know, really just be done with anti-Black racism within the TDSB. So anybody just check out the post, you know, it's in the SFA community, you know, IG there, and the Zoom link is there, man. Join in the conversation. Let's come out, let the community show them that, yo, this is the real thing. You know what I mean? We're coming together. We're trying to empower young people so that we can be done with all of these obstacles, so we can have some real education, not just academic, but also mental, emotional, and spiritual. And we can't separate them. We have to, you know, put them all together. And then also have community support, have parental support, you know what I mean? Student support, all of that together. You know what I mean? It can't just be administrative, you know? Anyways, so go check that out, man. Make sure you stay connected. But yo,
this Friday, man.
That was a powerful conversation, man. I want to big up to everyone who came through, man. This is exactly what it is. You know, hopefully,
yo, big salute to you guys, you know. Yo, I was just gonna read the last couple of comments just for our people, you know what I'm saying, because we appreciate y'all. So young Eamon said, for me, I feel like school doesn't prepare you for real life. It throws you in a building and says learn this, learn that. Word. Little Millie rocking, you gotta go to work. Have a good day. Yo, you have a good day too, my brother.
Too,
take care, man.
Love, yo, hope that energy gets up, bro.
Yeah, fam. Holla at us. Juvie 111. Appreciate y'all for the knowledge. Yo, you know the vibes. That's the St. Patrick's OG right there. So salute, fam. Nothing but love.
Come on.
Love the sharing and being willingness to be open. Such a strength. That's from Lady Empress. Yo, appreciate you, Queen.
Love.
Thank you very much. Blessings. Thanks for sharing. We all need more woke. That's Daisy. Hey, man. Each one teach one.
Yo.
That's it, y'all.
That's it.
That's it. That's all for now, man. So, yo, man, we'll be back next week, man, for our check-in, man. Hopefully, they gave you some good vibes to start off your week. You know, Monday, get some sun, man. Get some vitamin D, man. Get outside, get some fresh air. You know what I mean? Like, make some positive, you know, like plans, some affirmations. You know what I mean? Like, you know, hit those points, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get it.
Yep.
Yo, Pop, you know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
oh,
Every Monday, top of the morning, you know what I mean? 11 to 12 p.m. with your boy Logic, you know what I'm saying? AKA Logic 416. You know what I'm saying? Don York, AKA Down by the Valley. Y'all go check out Two Tone, the EP out right now, man, with him and Bizzle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Marley Marr, AKA Young Boy Problem. You good, fam. Top of the morning every week.
Peace,
good,
y'all.
fam.
Peace.
Yeah.